Words of wisdom. So, knowing that when it comes to suggesting and advising information on this channel, that one, there is no right or wrong way to live your life, and I want you to live your best life by being mindful of what you say, mindful of what you do, and mindful of what you want and you want to experience in life. Something that I've realized what has helped me along my journey is growth, as well as understanding, perspective, and actually wanting and having a desire. When it comes to words of wisdom, what I want to suggest and advise is asking yourself if you're worthy or do you deserve what it is that you want. Just because somebody can receive something doesn't mean that they're worthy of it. Just because somebody can do something doesn't mean they feel appreciated. So when it comes to words of wisdom, understanding that nobody in life is perfect, and that if you can perfect your imperfections, your qualities and your values are always going to be true and will align with what it is that your heart really desires. The more you're desirable, the more you're authentic, the more you're original, the more you're aligned with yourself, the more the merrier. So when it comes to words of wisdom, don't complain. Don't be so hard on yourself. Learning to be mindful of how you communicate with yourself, how you talk to yourself. Like, for example, I have skin infection, as you guys can see. Like, I don't have perfect skin. This is why I'm always drinking water and staying hydrated, because you are what you eat, of course. But it's not my place to tell people what to eat or feel, but I know what I eat and what I consume and what it does for my body. I've made decisions, and I may not have the words of wisdom to realize, to not know what I didn't know about myself. When it comes to words of wisdom, doing what inspires you as well as what feels original to you. You don't want to lose yourself when it comes to living your life. I've lost myself in a lot of situations and environments where I thought were me, and I had to realize that I'm not an environment or a situation, and that my vessel, my spirit, myself is just a part of this reality. And because I'm a part of the reality, I don't want to lose my identity in environments, attachments, and labels that are not me. Words of wisdom is understanding that we're experiencing life, and when it comes to experiencing, you're learning to, when it comes to experiencing, you're experimenting is what I wanted to say and what I had to think about. When it comes to words of wisdom, when it comes to you and what you go through, at the end of the day, it's all about how you choose to process as well as interpret it. If you're walking outside and it starts raining, how you choose to feel about this rain that is a part of a situation is up to you. How you go about being wise in what you say and what you do is being true to yourself. Something that I want to suggest and advise, and what I've realized is that you don't have to worry about figuring out people, places, and things when you are true and aligned to yourself, as well as what these things do to affect you. Like, when you are super aware of your entire existence and you're honest and you wake up every single day being true to you and not for anybody or how, you're being perceived, the wisdom will come to you. One thing I want to suggest and advise for any of you who are returning to this channel is to, one, invest into a journal or a notebook so you can start to write down how you feel. If you're not able to verbally express yourself, for those of you who are just now watching and stopping by, sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear the wind in the background. I want to say welcome, and that it is not my job to tell you what to do or how to feel, because I can't, but to let everyone know that your life is only going to be imagination of how you feel about it. That's why there's no right or wrong way to live your life, or even allow people, places, and things that are not you to affect your life. And when it comes to words of wisdom, you want to be able to trust yourself, because the wisdom that you gain in life is for you. one thing that I've realized is that I feel like a lot of people have difficulties when it comes to being themselves because everyone's trying to understand everybody else, and people do not focus on themselves. It is not selfish of me to focus on myself when I have to know who I am, because if I don't know who I am, why would I allow a people, place, or thing who's not me try to justify or invalidate how I feel? That's a form of expression, which is an opinion. And if it's not something that is factual, informational, or educational, what is the reasoning behind it? I feel like when you're really aligned with who you say you are, you don't have to worry about images. You don't have to worry about clearing things up. You don't have to even say or carry yourself a certain type of way. What is there to be intimidated by? Why are you insecure of other beings that are not you? What is there to be jealous of? Why does other people's success bother you if you could be successful too? Like, what does somebody have going in their accomplishments in their life? How does that affect your life? It doesn't. There's nowhere where you can compare. And to be intimidated or to be scared and just try to project, that's something that I had to realize too when it comes to words of wisdom. You got to be mindful of who you're listening to and really who you surround yourself with, because when it comes to people, and I'm talking about people in the physical sense, they don't supernaturally get to see through you and know your spirit, because energy is not going to lie for yourself. It's not even going to lie for you. Like, a person can lie, and in your spirit, you know, like, this person, for those of you who are, aware, what's good. Like, when it comes to words of wisdom, the words that you want to inspire you have to be influential and align with who you are. Like, you don't have to worry about somebody doing you dirty. People are going to do you dirty regardless if they tell you that the day you meet them, or if they show through their actions. Like me, something that I like to do and something that I've been aware of is being very honest for a lot of reasons. There is no confusion. It's no magic trick. The reason why it's a magic trick is because when you are something that you're not, when you are not true to yourself, when you're not being wise, when you are lost, when you're ignorant, when you lack knowledge, you're afraid to do things, you're afraid to be yourself, and you're never going to think that anything is possible, and you limit yourself. When it comes to having words of wisdom, you don't want to limit yourself. You don't want to sit here and put yourself into a trap, get into the trap, and ask yourself, how did I get here, when this entire time you were the one who is behind what you do. A lot of people maybe let's just say are uneducated. So when it comes to them being uneducated, they may not be aware, but it's like once you realize certain information, how you choose to interpret it. And this is why it's important to tell you guys to educate yourself. And on this channel, I educate the collective. I suggest and advise. I don't tell you what to do or voice my opinions if it's not needed, because in order for you to move more forward, in order for you to experience life and understand the wisdom by just living every single day and showing up and healing yourself, you have to be lost to a certain extent. And I think that's what it is. A lot of people, like I said, are lost and they lack the knowledge and are constantly in cycles. And it also has to do with confirmation. I feel like one thing that I realized is that it's good to know what you know, but not to like stress yourself out on information that you don't. Like, one thing that I realized was really helped me along my journey to understand words of wisdom is listening to myself, trusting myself, learning to, be more wise with my growth, my time, my energy, and managing my thoughts and my emotions and my feelings, and allowing myself to not lose myself or understand that certain things don't always need an answer, or everything doesn't need a response, and making life really simple. Like, when it comes to words of wisdom, me just suggesting and advising information is expecting the unexpected and being true about it. When it comes to words of wisdom, you want to be able to trust yourself. Like, there's so many amenities and energies and vessels that are being used to distract people or to cultivate people. And when it comes to living your life, when it comes to words of wisdom, practice bettering yourself, practice looking forward, always value who you are, and understanding it's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's selfish if you only think for yourself to where you're not thinking for others. Like, me thinking for myself because I am who I am is affecting the society around me, because it's not me just thinking about Ty. If I have to be in a certain environment and I want the environment to work for me, which I want everyone else to work out for, that's why. That's on a leadership skill. That's on a leadership value. I don't want to be seen or praised, but if you're meant to lead, you're going to lead people. It's a bigger picture. And when it comes to words of wisdom, you have to know who you are. You have to know what it is that you're feeling. You have to know what it is that you're going through. Like, a lot of people are lost. And because a lot of people are lost, they try to distract you or they try to project. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with being lost, because I was lost for 19 years. Once you get to a point of being found and finding yourself, it's up to you, because it's like a lot of people know they're lost and they want to do better and they choose not to. It's up to you to live your life with a purpose, because once a purpose is fulfilled, that's your existence. Your purpose is just you existing. Like, whatever you choose to do and how you experience your existence can be purposeful, or you know, something that makes you feel successful. Like, they're all just words. Any word could be a form of wisdom, including the word wisdom. So what I want to suggest and advise when it comes to just experiencing life is understand that the decisions that you made in your past can't control your future, because there are moments that no longer exist. So the present moment, which is right now, and the only thing that's ever going to matter, is what you're allowing yourself to feel today, what you're allowing yourself to interpret. Are you educating yourself? What you're entertaining? Who are you watching? What are you surrounding yourself with? Are you making time to yourself? Are you trying to figure out everybody else? Are you trying to figure out everybody else's problems that you don't even know who you are? And if you are, there's nothing wrong with that, because this month and this year, we're taking our time. We're going with the flow. But words of wisdom come from you. That's the real words of wisdom, when they come from you. Of course, when you hear things from other people, because you never experienced it, you've never been exposed. But the best words of wisdom are going to come from you, because it's your life and your reality. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Live your life. Click and watch the video on the screen right now so you can stay tuned, and make sure you're following these videos on Instagram and Twitter at Ty_guidance on Instagram and Twitter to stay up to date.